If you don't know these 5 key metrics inside of your business, it could be the reason why you're not scaling. Hello, my name is James Lewis, CEO of Whiteboard Investments and BizLeads. And every single company we've seen that we've helped scale past $250,000 per month always had 5 key metrics, plus others, of course, that they would focus on. So in this video, we're going to cover 5 key metrics and how to use these inside of specifically your finance brokerage, whether that be insurance, property investments, self-managed super, anything like that, and how you can then grow using these 5 metrics. So let's jump in. First one's CAC, so cost to acquire. Now, everyone may think this is such a super simple one, but I'll go over why it's not. So you're obviously getting new leads through your company, whether that's ads, referrals, or you're buying leads, but you don't actually know what it costs to get a client. Now, you can see here real world examples of monthly spend and everything like that. But the biggest thing is tracking the actual CAC, your cost to acquire. Because what I'm finding a lot of businesses these days, what happens as well, is they have a kind of like an undetermined CAC where they're getting leads from buying leads or generating leads or whatever that may be. But then on the other side, they're also getting referrals that they're having to pay 50% out on. And what people don't understand is if you do a $10,000 deal and $5,000 of that goes to the referrer, one, that's not your client unless you steal it, because the other clients usually have agreements in between the brokerages. And also a $5,000 cost per acquisition is absolutely insane. Like that's crazy. So although it seems like it's a great deal that you're getting clients like this, think about the actual cost of the business and what's actually going. Like you could put in a little bit more effort and have leads come in through a different channel, and you might spend $1,000, $1,500 to acquire that same client who maybe does, I don't know, $100,000 loan or whatever that may be, $200,000 loan, whatever that may be. So tracking your CAC is so unbelievably important. You literally do it by getting ad spend / total expenditure of acquiring a client, and you obviously just divide it by the number of clients. Now, where you should see this is a maximum of 30% of your total lifetime value. So that brings us on to our next one, which is lifetime value, okay? And then how to increase this. So lifetime value, first of all, average deal size times the repeat rate, plus any back-end commissions or partner revenue. Now, the easiest way to do this for your whole business is get total clients divided by total revenue, and you'll get lifetime value. So if you've generated $1 million with 1,000 clients, every person's going to be worth like, I don't know, $100 or whatever that is. So $1,000. So 1,000 times 1,000 is $1 million. So basically that's how you do it. It's just divide it. Okay, so if you generate $1 million and you've done 1,000 clients, it's 1,000 in terms of that. Okay, so with lifetime value, this is unbelievably important. Now, deal size and why this all matters, it's not as important as what I'm about to show you as well. So this matters because if you also offer one product and service, you're leaving a huge amount of profit on the table with this as well, okay? So real example of this can be finance and referral partnerships. So you write your first policy in insurance, for example, that's great. But then at month 1, 3, 6, or 12, you run a re-engagement to check, do you need help with your mortgage? Do you need help with any of this? Now, if you write a $5,000 deal and you get another $2,500 in additional revenue, everyone thinks that, okay, cool, I've added 50% to my revenue. But what they don't understand is, let's say just for simplicity's sake, you're a single broker. Okay. Now, if you're a single broker and you're running a 50% net margin business, so net margin basically meaning you generate $50,000 for that month and you take home $25,000 before tax, etc. Now, if you did this with every single client, another $2,500 of additional revenue, what would happen is all your other costs are fixed. So now you're generating $75,000 per month, and anytime you add another $2,500 in revenue, you're getting an additional, basically double in profit, like another 100% in profit, because it was $50,000 and now it's $75,000, which means your fixed costs are the same at 50%, but you've now added and added 50% onto the revenue. So now, literally, first of all, your lifetime value doubles, but also your actual profit in the business doubles. So, because also if you have an amazing process of the bigger your lifetime value, basically you can afford to pay to acquire a customer more. So you literally can scale faster, you can spend more on ads, you can get more money back in, you can keep going, hire more people and go from there. Now, next one is very important, which is a lead to application rate, okay? This is a real buying intent signal, and when I would consider onboarding to start, okay? Like onboarding to start. Now, what this means is when they've taken a first significant action, we have a module in our Biz Launch program, which is just a program in a community for finance brokers to grow their brokerage, etc., through paid advertising and more. And basically, within that, we teach and we show that in here, there's step 4 of our 7-step scaling process for scaling a brokerage is streamlining delivery and operations. Now, when we're talking about delivery and operations, all the front end stuff is covered in sales and marketing. And then what is it then covered from an application onwards is technically what I would consider onboarding, where now you've received important data from the client where they've taken their very first real significant step. Okay. So you want to look at this like industry benchmarks. So needs attention, and like that really needs attention at 25%, by the way. Healthy rate, 25 to 35%. Now that's well balanced. We all want to be above 35%. Like, cool, you can make money at 25 to 35%, but realistically for an application, that means you get 100 leads and you get over 35 applications every single time. And this is for paid ads. So if you want to improve this rate, you basically improve filters to basically lift the lead quality. So this is by the way, this is front end, so this is on the form. Optimize your sales process to ensure SDRs or brokers are following with a proven process. So biggest thing that we see that's a miss is the actual, first of all, the business brokers are calling leads instead of SDRs handing them off. That's a massive misconception that I see. I'll quickly run over the math of this so you can see. A broker can comfortably handle 100 leads a month. They generate 10 deals from that. Your costs are on that usually, let's just say it's $100 a lead, so you're spending $10,000 and you spend $10,000 on the broker, that's $20,000. Average deal is $3,000. So $30,000 in revenue, $20,000 in cost. Just stay with me. $30,000 in revenue, $20,000 in cost. You make 33% margin on that, okay? Now, that's not including, that's gross profit, by the way. That's not like net, like that's not even, that's just cost of delivering. You have the leads and everything, and it's just like leads are technically separate, but whatever. Now, if you bring an SDR on, which is usually $6,000 a month, plus super, etc., $60,000, $70,000, $50,000 a year, we usually place them for companies as well. That's how much we recommend. Now, basically with 30,000, 20,000, now what happens is, first of all, you can double your leads, which means you double your deal flow, and usually that increases conversion as well. But let's just say it's the same. So now you make $60,000 because you've gone from 100 leads to 200. So it's $60,000. Now $60,000, what's happened with your lead cost? Cool. You've gained another $10,000 in lead costs. That's $30,000, and then another $6,000, so $36,000. So now you're making $24,000 in profit instead of $10,000. Like, you've more than doubled your profit by adding one person that, by the way, is low risk because they're low in cost. They improve the broker's actual workflow. And by the way, when every person, think about it like this. Imagine instead of a broker doing the follow-up script, they have to do it, follow-up process, they have to do it 50 times. Whereas now the SDR is doing the follow-up, and now they're doing it 100 times. So imagine how much better they're going to be at each individual process when you separate them as well. So usually what we find is conversion rate now isn't 10%, it's 12 to 14, okay? So that's a quick little tangent, but that should hopefully give a bit of an indicator. Need help, reach out with more of the details on that if that didn't make sense as well. So speed to lead, ideally as well. Now, I know this isn't completely realistic, but it's the mentality that I want you to get into. So speed to lead. So what is the actual problem here? So the problem is you're waiting too long to actually contact new leads. Ideal is going to be 5 minutes for the maximum conversion. Risk zone is 5 to 10 minutes plus. Now, this is what I want you to have as your systems and processes, because there's nothing better than having a good system and process that performs optimally. But you need to know as well that the biggest thing with this is that these are the mentality. If it goes above 10 minutes, like, it's going to be okay. I usually put it at under 10 minutes. Risk zone is 10 to 60 minutes, and then danger zone is 60 plus minutes. Like, danger zone is actually like if you're contacting a lead outside of inside of business hours, past 60 minutes, like, you actually have like high chances of losing a high intent lead. Okay. Now, the research actually does show that contacting a lead within 5 minutes of their inquiry increases the chance of conversion by up to 100% compared to waiting 30 plus minutes. Like, I'm very confident that's that. I need to find the study for where this was, but when the research was done behind this video, it is, and like it's a crazy difference that people don't even understand. Now, by the way, that's not total conversion. That's conversion increasing of like the first significant action, by the way, which could be like staying on the phone for 10 minutes to do an application or whatever that may be. Now, how do you improve speed to lead? Slack alerts, CRM automations, or even dialer tools. You route to available SDRs instantly, create rules to reassign if rep doesn't respond. So literally, if contingencies, if the SDR doesn't reassign leads and doesn't basically have the ability to answer, it's reassigned and then gone again, okay? Now, net profit. So the bottom line always matters, okay? It is the most important metric of the business world. So obviously net profit equals total revenue minus total expenses. Now there's 3 metrics that I want you to look at and what you want to track every single month so you know your metrics are on point. It is break even, which is 0%. So what do you need to make $1 of profit? Where are those business metrics? So what is that? And you can use the above, by the way, as all the metrics to get here, okay? So net profit, there's 0%, which is break even. Then there's KPI. KPI for a financial services business is a minimum of 25 to 30%, meaning every single month, set up your numbers and your monthly projections to hit 25 to 30% net profit, like take home after that, okay? Minimum. And then basically profit central is what I call, which is the third number. And profit central is essentially 40% plus for a financial services business. Now, cool, like, you want to aim to hit that every single month, but realistically, not every single month you're going to hit it. But you should set up the metrics to hit there, because I hate this. It's a cringe saying what I'm about to say, but I do believe in it. If you aim for the moon and you miss, you still land in the stars. Okay, so if you aim for 40% and you miss, cool, you make 31%. Like 31% on $100,000, you're still taking home approximately $372,000 a year or something like that. Like $372,000 a year is significant amount, yeah. Like it's like we see way too many things on social media and all this bullshit everywhere, and like $372,000 per year, like that is an absurd revenue. You could go buy a Lamborghini, you could go do all these things if you had a consistent income of that, okay, if you wanted. So net profit, 5 metrics. So CAC, LTV, lead to application rate, and speed to lead. Now those are the key metrics, okay, that you want to make sure that you are always tracking no matter what. They are always the absolute key metrics. So speed to lead is the number one, okay? Speed to lead is the number one. Like that is how we see the biggest lever being pulled inside of a business, okay? Alex's famous words are, he sees a business owner with a 55% lead conversion rate, and what do? They contact leads within 5 minutes. That's all they do, okay? That's all they do. So thanks for watching, guys. If you're ready for more sales, leads, everything, content of how to grow your business further, like the video, comment, subscribe, and I hope to speak to you guys soon. Catch up.